All evaluations follow a very similar pattern, which can be divided into 3 phases: planning, implementation, and use. We will now look at each phase to see what stages and key features characterize a participatory evaluation. Once the decision has been made to carry out a participatory evaluation, the process itself starts with the planning phase. This phase involves making important decisions to prepare the evaluation and drafting a work plan to put them into practice. The first stage of this phase consists of establishing the evaluation team. An essential feature of participatory evaluation is that the different groups involved in an intervention are represented in a small working group that makes the principal decisions and leads the evaluation process. The second stage focuses on establishing the evaluation objectives and questions. These may be the most important decisions made during an evaluation process, and sharing this decision-making is one of the greatest merits of participatory evaluation. The larger the group that participates in deciding the evaluation objectives and questions, the more relevant those objectives will be and the greater the likelihood the evaluation results will be put to use. The third stage identifies information sources and tools to gather information. Sources are classified as primary when the information has been directly gathered by the evaluation team, for example, in interviews, surveys, or group sessions, and secondary when the information has already been collected by other people, for example, when consulting a project report, monitoring system, official statistics, publications, etc. An advantage of participatory evaluation teams is that their members are in close contact with the program, making it easier to identify and access groups that are capable of providing information that is relevant to the evaluation. The fourth stage involves planning the costs and time frame of the evaluation. This is the perfect moment to estimate financial costs and, even more importantly, the time that will be required to complete the evaluation. It is also the moment when the actors should negotiate which questions are to be prioritized and to concentrate evaluation efforts on the questions that can be answered with the available resources and that are going to be the most useful for the project. At the end of the planning phase, it is very useful to record the principal decisions in a table known as the evaluation matrix. This usually includes columns to record the evaluation objectives, the evaluation questions, the use of the evidence produced, the information sources, the data collections instruments, and the indicators as a way of summarizing the gathered information. The evaluation matrix is thus a kind of roadmap for the evaluation, which includes the work plan. In the case of participatory evaluation, this matrix is collaboratively put together by the members of the evaluation team. Once the planning phase is complete, the implementation phase of the evaluation begins, in which activities prioritized in the previous phase are put into action. The fifth stage of the process involves gathering and recording information. The success of any evaluation depends largely on all the necessary information being collected during this stage. For this reason, participatory evaluation uses mechanisms that can help less experienced teams. 1. Adapting or redesigning information gathering tools and techniques. 2. Training team members so they can use the tools properly. 3. Rehearsing processes so participants can observe, correct, and anticipate problems that could arise during the real use of the tool. The role of the facilitator takes on particular importance during this stage. Not only do they organize these preparatory activities to ensure that they are subsequently used successfully, but they also guide the evaluation team throughout the data collection process. The sixth stage consists of analyzing the information that has been gathered. Once the data has been collected, or as it is being collected, it must be analyzed. This is also the moment to review the information and reflect on the responses given to the evaluation questions and objectives and the way that these findings will be put to use. An evaluation that delivers good recommendations is very likely to bring many benefits to the project and its stakeholders. The evaluation process includes a final phase, which focuses on the use of the results of the evaluation with the aim of improving the intervention under evaluation. The seventh stage addresses a topic that is extremely important in every evaluation: the dissemination of the results. Its aim is to ensure a positive transition between the people who have carried out the evaluations and those who will use its results or recommendations to improve the project that has been evaluated. A big advantage of participatory evaluations is that the evaluation team includes a considerable number of people drawn from the groups the recommendations are directed at. The eighth stage consists of putting the findings into action. The evaluation's recommendations should serve as guidelines for the adoption of improvement measures. It is common for participatory evaluation recommendations to have various target groups. Therefore, in this stage, several different action plans are created, one for each group. The ninth stage involves monitoring the improvements. Participatory evaluation teams include people who are closely involved in the program and its development. Therefore, the monitoring of the action plans not only reveals the impact of the evaluation on the projects, but also means it is possible to review the consequences of the measures proposed in the action plans and redirect them where needed. We have presented the different steps involved in carrying out a participatory evaluation. It is worth pointing out here that there is no requirement that an evaluation has to follow a linear path, as some stages can be carried out simultaneously, and it's even possible to change their order or to review decisions made in previous stages if this is required during the implementation process. As we have seen, a distinguishing feature of this kind of evaluation is that it puts the greatest possible number of actors linked to the intervention at the center of the entire evaluation process.